In this program, we're depositing a negative value in our account. We catch an IO exception and then print the stack trace. So when we run our program, we see the stack trace. Now, in real applications, when we catch these exceptions, quite often we want to log them somewhere. We want to store them in a file or in a database, so sometime in the future, we can come back and see what errors we had in our application. Now, logging is a completely separate topic. Let's not worry about it for now. Instead, let's simulate logging by printing a message on the terminal. So instead of printing the stack trace, I'm going to print logging. Now let's run our program. So we see the login message, but something is missing. We're not telling the user that an error occurred. So let's imagine the user tries to deposit a negative value. They click the deposit button, but nothing happens. The application is not crashing. It's not displaying an error either. So the reason this is happening is because we're catching this exception over here. So we handle it, and then the application will continue the normal execution. So in situations like this, we should rethrow that exception, so somewhere else in the application, we can get it and display a generic error message. So in this catch block, we type throw E. We are rethrowing this exception object. Now we have a compilation error. The Java compiler is saying that we haven't handled the IO exception here. Now in this case, we don't want to wrap this inside the try-catch block, because when we throw an exception, we want the caller of this code to handle it. So to fix this problem, we specify this exception in the declaration of this method. So we type throws IO exception. Now we can also have IntelliJ do this for us. So let me delete this. Now we put the caret over here, Alt and Enter. So far we use this command, surround with try catch. We can use add exception to method signature. There you go. Now, in our main method, we need to catch this exception. So let's wrap it with a try catch block. And this is where we can print a generic error message like an unexpected error occurred. Now in desktop or mobile applications, we have a generic exception handler that catches all kinds of exceptions and displays a generic error message. Now here we're catching an IO exception. We can make this more general by catching exception objects or throwable objects. So earlier I told you that the throwable class is the parent of all exceptions and errors in Java applications. So with this, we'll make sure that no matter what kind of error or exception we get, our program displays a generic error message to the user. Now let's run. So we logged the exception and printed a friendly message to the user.